Today I want to dive deep into something that can drastically change the way that you smell. I'm talking about fragrance layering. If you have never tried this or you're curious how to do this, I've talked about this in videos in the past, then you've clicked on the right video. As you all know, I am all about fragrances and I just love to smell good. It says a lot about someone before they even speak. And overall, I mean, just who doesn't love to smell good? Layering your scents creates a personal scent that lasts longer than any single scent would. I am not someone that gatekeeps. I don't believe in that. I tell you guys, of course, throughout my videos, I talk about what I'm wearing, what kind of fragrance I use, which ones are my favorite. But the cool thing about layering fragrances is that you get your own particular individual scent. And sometimes I even forget what combos that I use, but now I've done it enough that I kind of know what combinations work. I'm not saying that a single fragrance, a cologne, won't work. That is totally fine. Again, this is just specifically for fragrance layering. You may be wondering, well, why go through that? Layering just gives you more, I guess, control. You can mix fresh, clean notes with something spicy, something warm, something a bit more complex. It just helps the scent lasts longer, and it's just something memorable that some people would be like, wow, what are you, what are you wearing? All right, so it's all about picking the right scents, choosing scents that work and play well together. You basically want the scents to complement each other. And also this can get a bit difficult because it's also subjective, but from someone that does this quite often, fresh citrus scents, like fresh summer scents, like lemon, mandarin, or like bergamot, for example, pairs super well with woods like cedar or sandalwood, and florals like lavender. Even rose sometimes pairs very well with like musk and vanilla. Even again, spicy notes with vanilla. I love that juxtaposition, that blend of something like spicy with something a bit light like vanilla. It just kind of mellows that spice down. It's just a pretty cool combination. It smells amazing. And yeah, spices like cardamom or pepper add warmth without overpowering. Some of your favorite popular scents, for example, I believe Bleu de Chanel has grapefruit, which is citrus, with some pepper. It just, again, creates that beautiful warmth without feeling too intense. Ultimately, pay attention to scent families. There's certain categories, for example, fresh, woody, floral, and leather even has its own category. But pretty much rule of thumb is try to mix a lighter scent with a heavier one. Try to avoid the clash of two intense, strong scents. Unless you want to smell very intense, then totally, go for that. Now, how you apply fragrance matters too. You want to start with the lighter scent first. So I always encourage people to actually, look at what you're smelling, look at the notes, research when you're buying a fragrance, you're out shopping and you're, again, shopping for your next scent. Read the notes, the middle notes, the base notes, the top notes, all of that just gives you that information. Instead of just buying a fragrance and you're like, oh, this smells great, cool, I'm gonna take it. Just pay attention to the notes. I will say, I'm pretty good at identifying scents that people wear. It's kind of weird. Recently I was looking for an apartment, but the lady that helped us, I pretty much clocked what she was wearing right away, and she was really surprised. I was like, are you wearing this scent? She was like, wow, how do you know? I'm like, I picked up on the notes and I categorized it in my brain. I'm like, you're wearing this specific scent. And I was like, now this is a common thing that people don't do sometimes when applying scents, is applying it on the wrong parts of your body, the wrong pulse points. Spray it on your pulse points. This is your wrist, your neck, your chest, wherever you usually wear cologne. Then you want to layer your heavier scent on top. So you have fragrance that it has predominant vanilla notes, and then you have one that is a bit more spicier. You would add the vanilla first, and then you spray the spicier scent after that. Again, this adds depth and helps the fragrance last much longer. But be careful. Layering is all about subtlety. Don't overdo it. You don't want to walk into a room and smell like a fragrance counter and be that person that's just smells a bit too much. Also, some people don't know this. You don't have to do this all at once. I tend to do that. I like to add them together at the same time. But you can always start off with a lighter scent throughout the day and then transition to a warmer, heavier scent. That's a better word. For example, you can start the day, your afternoon with a lighter scent, and then at nighttime, evening time, then you can start adding the darker scent, the heavier scent, that's a better word. Kind of think of it as like a refresh, but with the heavier scent. You don't have to specifically like apply the same, same fragrance. All right, some of my favorite layering combos. Personally, if I do start with a lighter scent, I tend to go for more of the citrus. I love fragrances with apple in them. It just like helps me feel like fresh and clean. I'm not gonna use a leather or tobacco fragrance during an afternoon lunch. Maybe something a bit light, Dolce & Gabbana Blue, something a bit like Y by YSL. That's the perfect like fresh scent. Then later I'll add a woody, leathery scent, Tom Ford ombre leather. I'll mix that with Maison Margiela's By the Fireplace. It just creates a really awesome combination. Another combo that I like is rose with musk. It's understated but kind of classy. Don't knock it till you try it. I find rose to be quite unisex. It's just great for days where you want to keep it casual and low key, but you still want to smell good. All right, seasons and occasions. I mean, it goes without saying your layering choices should depend on the specific time of the year, the specific season. Of course, in warmer months during the summer, I like to keep it a bit light. Fresh bases like oceanic tones. I am actually going to include some recommendations on screen as I'm talking. Then it's fun to layer a nice touch of like musk or vanilla scent. And in colder months, I like spicier bases. I'm a big fan of spicy scents, if you guys cannot already tell. But in the colder months, I like something spicy with like sweeter notes, layering those two together. Again, the best part about layering is that you can customize it however you want, however you feel. And again, this isn't like a mandatory thing. I'm not trying to convert everyone into a layering person when it comes to fragrance. This is just, since I've been asked in comments and I've talked about this here and there, I thought I would share with you a few tips, right, to get you started on layering fragrances. Plus, it's fun. I don't know. I think it's kind of fun for me. Maybe it's just a latent interest of mine. But yeah, some tips to finish this video off. Just remember to start small. Do not overdo it. Don't try everything all at once. And I also recommend buying like fragrance, like the sample sizes or travel size fragrances instead of having to buy the full bottle or commit. Plus, I believe if most fragrances or most stores do offer returns if you're not happy with your fragrance. I think that applies to most shops. So you don't feel like you've wasted money if you don't like it. If you have a couple at home right now, try it with those. It might work as well. And keep track of combos that you do like so that you could recreate them and you won't forget which ones you combined. And of course, think of environment. For example, something strong and heavy might not work for office day wear, but ultimately just be confident in what you wear. A unique scent is part of your style, part of your presence. And yeah, that's basically my take on fragrance layering. Let me know if you want to see a video on my fragrance combinations, my go-tos. Please let me know in the comments, what are some of your fragrances? I'm always down to try new scents. Like, what is your go-to scent, something you think I would like? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like for more videos to come. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.